our spirit? What is it? Where does it go? Are we able to see them using our mind's eye? If so, just what can spirit teach us? Welcome to School Through Spirit. Host DeEtte Renee is a certified psychic medium and master teacher of psychic and mediumship development through LWISSD. DeEtte was born knowing spirit and now is here to help you better understand the spirit world. And now your host, DeEtte Renee.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome. This is DeEtte here on School Through Spirit with WLTK-DB.com. Sorry, my words are coming out all slashed and misguided. And if it makes sense today, great, guys. If not, just hold with me here. This is a show in which I do talk to different people of different spiritual modalities, or just spirit has really affected their life in some manner, to ask your questions, answer your questions, and make life a little bit easier for everybody. Now, right off the bat, as we all know, I start with a discussion of what spirit gave. I told you I can't speak today, guys. Spirit gave me. And then I bring in Miss Jenny Davis this morning. Oh my God, you're going to love Jenny Davis. And then, of course, we're going to follow that up with our 5-card stud at the end of the day. And you know how this works. Oh my gosh. And I want to tell you guys, before I say hi to anybody, because I see everybody coming in and I'm just so excited. Can't even tell you how excited I am. But I need to tell you, today's the day to celebrate, guys. We hit 130,000 downloads, and you guys made this possible. And I want to just say thank you to everybody out there, because this is a huge mile marker for myself, the show, the station, and for everybody out there that watches this or listens to it in the podcast form. And thank you, thank you, thank you. So I do want to tell you, I do have a cold, guys. I do have a cold. So if I sound funny, look funny, don't look quite put together, it's literally because of this. Okay. But we're going to get through it. We're going to get through it. Oh my God. Look at everybody that's come in so far this morning. Lou Ann, Courtney, morning Facebook user. I have a feeling that might be Deidre. I'm not quite sure there. Good morning, Kevin. Good morning. Sick, but that's okay. I'll get through it. Good morning, Lee. Good morning, Paula. Tim. Good morning. Good morning. Michelle, good morning. Oh my God, Kevin, I need coffee to function myself. Oh my God. I don't drink a lot of coffee, guys. I'm just not a huge coffee person. So there you go. You know, it is what it is. What are you going to do? I need to put my phone on silent, guys. So much. You know what? I'll tell you what, guys. You know, I sometimes I just struggle, and I do. I hit the struggle bus. But I will tell you what, I got the message to talk to you guys last week. It was last week. And if I ever had a doubt in my mind to receive a message, it really wasn't this weekend. Because it did come from Neil Diamond, guys. We all know Neil Diamond Wash is kind of my go-to person, and it did come from him. And it came in last Thursday, I think. I don't know. But anyway, it came in and I went, whoa, that's incredible. And I literally, and I saved it, because of course it's in my email. And I literally went, Spirit, if this is what I'm supposed to talk about, give me lots of signs. Good morning, Miss Sherry. Good morning, Nick. Take a shot of tequila for your cold. I just might do that, Lee, except for I can't drink, because this whole gastric bypassing, I'm drunk immediately. Wouldn't be pleasant. Cool thing is 15 minutes later, I'm sober, but that's okay. So anyway, I saved it in my phone. And I went, Spirit, if this is what I'm supposed to talk about, give it to me as a sign. Let me know a little bit more. And then I got locked out of my email account. Locked out because of password changes or whatever. And I'll get back in there today. It's not that big of a deal. But it stopped me from getting any more messages from Neil. And I went, well, that's pretty cool. And then he gave it to me over and over again this weekend. And I had an incredible weekend. I think that's why I'm sick. I had an incredible weekend. So let's talk about this message, and then we'll talk about everything else that kind of came in with this, okay? You guys are going to be blown away. This one's just a really good one. And yes, Tim, it's probably for you too, because Spirit just speaks. So it says, my friend, I believe God wants you to know that you cannot tailor make your situation in life, but you can tailor make your attitudes to fit those situations. Whoa. To me, that's just huge. Well, and I don't get the cheap drunk benefit. I know, done that suckly. I got the whole thing, cheap drunk. And it says, let me finish, and then I got to blow my nose again. It says, what world famous motivational speaker Zig Ziglar said that, and he was profoundly right. How you shape your attitude is not a small part of how you shape your life. It is the only part. And it doesn't sound as if something attitudes does it sound as if I'm saying that attitude is everything? Good, because I am. And I'm gonna tell you, I agree with Neil. And yes, guys, I'm gonna blow my nose all day. I'm sorry for this. So I apologize, but I did not want to cancel today. So it was really cool about this because that message came in, and I thought I'm like me and Neil are buds. What an amazing message. And I famously love to say, change your attitude. And I love telling grown ass adults, you need an attitude adjustment. I love saying that, especially in a reading, because I will see it. I see it, and then people go, you know what, you're probably right. And, Spirit will give me the message and I'll give it to them. And then they start to see the same situation from a different angle. They change their attitude about it. And then they realize life isn't so bad. And I will tell you what, this got slammed in my face several times over the weekend. And I will tell you, slammed in my face because different things happen. And it was just a lot of different things happen. I went to an event. I literally drove 6.5, well, it ended up being 7.5 hours because of traffic, but I drove up to Alexandria, Minnesota for a Saturday event. From there, went over to Detroit Lakes, Minnesota, which gives me an 8.5 hour drive home. Doesn't seem like that's big of a deal. It's not. But what changed this weekend from any other weekend is that I was hanging out with a couple of really amazing ladies. I mean, we roomed together and we laughed and we laughed and we laughed. And I will tell you what, the first night I struggled with it. I really did. I struggled because it wasn't my MO. And I will tell you what, I got a little grumpy for a minute. I really did. And it was all internal. Nobody knew it, but I got a little grumpy because I'm like, you know what? Before events, I go to bed at this time and I do this and I do this and I do this. And I was not doing what I normally do. And I got a slight attitude. And I literally went, you know what? We started laughing, just started laughing. And we laughed so hard for about 2 hours, which really kept me up much later than I normally am. Everything was different. Everything was just changed. But when I woke up Saturday, one, I asked to travel all night long. Like I got no sleep because my soul was just having a good old time. But I woke up with this phenomenal attitude. I woke up with this zest for life. Like I was ready to go. Let's do this. I was in such a great place. And good morning, Miss Jenny again. And it was amazing. It was amazing because I went, wow, what a little bit of fun. What a little bit of changing my thought process. What a little bit about changing my attitude about the way I run my life really worked. And I was like, wow, I had a great time. Well, then here came, good morning, Kevin, or Keith, apologize. Um, oh, that's okay, Keith. I know we'll catch you later, Donna. Later on in that day, obviously the vet was phenomenal. So many amazing people. It was awesome. Just meets and greets all day. It was just phenomenal to see this. Okay. And as the night went on, and then we had to drive to another venue, I changed my attitude completely. Changed my mind, changed my attitude, changed my outlook on things. And I literally went, okay, this wasn't so bad. What can I do now? And instead of only laughing for 2 hours, guys, I swore I laughed for 6. I laughed. And I didn't get to bed until probably 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning, which is way past an hour that I'll go to sleep for an event. But truly had an amazing time. Just phenomenal time. It was really Sunday, yesterday, where I went into the event with the normal attitude I have. And Spirit stuffed it in my face. Like, you need to change your attitude. And it's not that I have a bad attitude because I don't. It's because I love events. I love being the camaraderie. I love doing all this. But I had a one-track mind of how my life should be at events. I did, guys. I had this when I'm at events, I'm doing this. When I'm at this, I'm doing this. And it's totally attitude, guys. And that's what I'm saying. Attitude is just not like you're in a foul mood. Attitude is really everything in your life. But I had this attitude of how I'm supposed to be, what I'm supposed to be doing. And yesterday was an eye-opener for me because I had students there, phenomenal students, and I watched them rock it. I watched them do readings and healings and just so much light and sunshine. And I sat there and barely anybody came to me. I got like 5 readings and I'm going, and I will tell you what, myself started getting sour and I'm going, Spirit, what am I doing wrong? Like, am I not inviting in? Am I not this and I'm not that? Good morning, Facebook user. And I will tell you what, I started to kind of have this downward track. And I literally heard in my head, just watch. And it did. And that's when I seen this beauty happen. This beauty. I mean, the magic that I was watching was amazing. And then partway through it, one of those students, and it's Tara, looks at me and she goes, I just have to thank you because you have built this magnificent community and you've brought people together and you've taught us things we never thought we could do. And look at us, what we've done over a year. And I was like, wow, I needed to change my attitude about how I was perceiving my path, how I was perceiving my way of believing of who I was. And then I was really blown away because I did not, I mean, they both have my cards. I'd like to hand them out, which God bless them for doing it. But a lot of those people they gave readings to, good morning, Michael. They literally, people are like, oh my gosh, you were so amazing. How'd you learn this? And they kept pointing at me. I didn't realize it, but they were. So they literally, instead of, good morning, Deidre, instead of handing out their cards, they were handing out my cards. And they were saying, this lady's a life changer. And this is what else came with it. It wasn't a, and I'm not gloating here, guys, because literally it's probably the most humbling thing I do in all my world. But they were looking at these people going, yeah, she teaches, but that's not what you're going to get from her. You're going to get love. You're going to get support. You're going to get somebody that's going to hold your head. You're going to get a community of like-minded people, and you're going to get best friends. You're going to get friends that you're going to have for life because that's what she does. And they went, but am I going to learn anything about psychic? They're like, yeah, you're going to learn that too. I mean, come on, look at us. But that's not the important thing that you're learning when you take these classes. You're going to learn what's important in your life. You're going to change your attitude about yourself. You're going to change your attitude about your life. You're going to change your attitude about who you have in it. You're going to change your attitude about yourself. And I went, oh, wow, what a lesson. What a lesson. Because I literally sat back and I was listening to this and I'd never been so humbled in my life because I literally am the person when somebody comes and goes, oh my gosh, it changed life. I don't go, oh yeah, I did it because I didn't. I honestly didn't. Somebody shows up and I give them tools and I tell them I believe in them until they believe in themselves. And that's what I do. It's really that simple, guys. It's the person has to do the work. I can't take any credit for anything when it comes to any of that. And they took me out of my humble standings and told me to look at me, look at who I am, and give myself value, give myself worth. And I didn't realize this until I was driving home last night that I had been really pigeonholing myself. I've been really pigeonholing myself. I apologize to the nose, guys, because like I said, I have a cold going. I'd pigeonholed myself. And if I don't have clients coming in, it's almost like, oh my God, what's my worth? What am I? I'm like everybody else. We're all like this. And I was sitting there going, what is my worth? Is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Blah, 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 blah. I mean, the song and dance that plays in the head gets really, really ridiculous if you think about it. Good morning, Stephanie. And Spirit opened my eyes to show me that that is such a small part of what I do, of who I am, of my life path. And they basically told me to pull my head out, grow up, put my big girl panties on, and start looking at my life as a whole. What is everything that I do? What is how do I affect people? How do people affect me? What is the what is that linking that link between people? What is that link between life? And it's mind blowing. It's mind blowing when you sit back and you go, wow, wow, what they're saying is true. What this person's saying is true. And then somebody looks at me and says, you know what? I built my whole company based on things you've said. And I trusted it. And I'm sitting there going, holy shit. It made my change my attitude about myself. And I think that's what today's message is about, guys. It's changing your attitude about yourself. You know, Kevin stated a change in perception can change your world. And that's exactly what it is. So and I like that word. So let's change it from attitude to perception. Let's change it because sometimes when you tell somebody change your attitude, they're like little kids and put their heels in the ground and they're not going to move because I don't have an attitude, blah, blah, blah. Really, we all do. And truly, like Neil said, life is all about perception of yourself. It's your attitude. It's your attitude. It really is. But let's change the perceptions, guys. Change it. How do you view yourself? How do you look at yourself in the grand scheme of everything? I talked to a lot of people yesterday, and that seemed to be the overall message was, are you done? Excuse my language again, but are you done with the shit? Are you done with the shit you call your life? Have you had enough? Are you done looking at yourself as just a server or just a nurse or just of this or just of that? Are you done not valuing yourself because you're exhausted? You don't see the value in you. You're not projecting your value on you, so therefore it's not projecting it on somebody else. Are you done? Are you ready to take that leap? Are you ready to make that move? Because I hear move in your mind, my mind. I know you're supposed to be going. I've seen California, I've seen Florida, I've seen a lot of states in between. Lots of them. Because I got to do the gallery too. I was blessed to be able to do that. Oh my gosh, I love doing the gallery. That's my happy place. Um, but that was a lot of message yesterday. Are you done looking at yourself in the way you perceive yourself? Are you done working in a man's world? And they went, but I have to, because if I don't do that, I'm just nobody. They don't value me, this and that. I'm like, no, you don't value yourself because you've been done with this company for a long time. But you've stuck your heels in and said, I'm not going anywhere, blah, 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 because I'm going to prove, blah, blah, blah. Well, what have you proved? What have you proved? That you need to change your attitude. You've accomplished, and I'm going to tell you this for everybody, you have accomplished your goals. There's no failure. There's no falling down. There's no failure. There's no wrong decisions. There's no wrong way about going about this life. And there's nothing wrong with you. And it is time for you to stand up and look at yourself and say, I can do what I want to do. Don't wait for the midlife crisis, guys, or that change of life. Because trust me, that's what we all call it. Midlife crisis, change of life, blah, blah, blah. Really what it is, it's an attitude adjustment about your damn self that says, I finally hit an age to say, piss off on it for the world. I'm going to start doing what I want to do. Let's stop waiting until we're in our 40s or 50s. Let's start doing this at 18 or 20. Let's start looking at ourselves and going, you know what? This is what I want to do. I'm not going to do what everybody else says I should do. I'm not going to go to the school counselor and say, oh, no, let's look at their, mental aptitude test to see where I would best be placed. Because really, maybe where your attitude is or what you really want to do, it might be a little bit harder, but you really want to do something different. Well, why not go do it? And then it's okay to change your mind later and do something else at a different date. And that's a cool thing because when you change your attitude, when you change your perception, you realize that, oh my gosh, wait, this is a very long life we have. If you think about this, if you are 50 years old and I look at you and say, what are you going to do the rest of your life? And they go, well, I don't have much life left, blah, blah, blah. And I look at you and I go, you've got at least 30 years left, if not 40. That's a huge grasp, isn't it? Holy shit. I have almost half my life left. It might feel like I've been living forever, but seriously, if you're 50 and you have 30 or 40 years left, good morning, Miss Denise. If you have 30 or 40 years left to live, do you want to spend the rest of your life doing everything you've already done? Or do you want to change your attitude and look at yourself and go, oh my gosh, what have I wanted to do? And then do it. Look at it that way. I've talked to more people that have given me the same message because they had one marriage that lasted for 30 years. They got married at 20, they got divorced at 49 or 50. And they're like, "Oh my gosh, I'll never have what I had before. Granted, ended, it was blah, blah, blah." And I look at him and go, "So you had a 30-year marriage?" He said, "Yes." And I'm like, "But you're 50." "Yes. But what if you met another person tomorrow and you stayed with him till you died, but you didn't die until you were 92?" "Oh my gosh, your second marriage would be longer than your first marriage." But again, it's the way how you view it. It's how you look at things. It's how you switch in your brain. You change that attitude. You change that perception. And you start to look at life in a different angle. Oh, I love that, Tim. I love that. So even when you're looking at, say, your career, I know we talked a little bit about it. Guys, I was an aide for 5 years. I was a nurse for 21. I'm 52 years old. I retired officially from nursing 3 years ago. 49, retired from nursing. And I literally went, what am I going to do the rest of my life? I knew in my head I'd work. Good morning, Jess. I knew in my head I'd work because I don't know how not to work. But good morning, Tristan. I can make work fun. I can make work a vacation. I can make work something I really want to do. Or I can go back to nursing, which is something I didn't enjoy. Something that, although I was really good at, I didn't do a very good job at because of my attitude. My heart wasn't in it. Did I compromise anybody? No. Did everybody get the best treatment? Yes. But was I being the best healer I could be? No. And therein laid the problem for myself. There was my attitude issue. I wasn't allowed to be the healer I wanted to be. So therefore, I had to become the healer I wanted to be. And being the healer I wanted to be literally was going, what do I want to be when I grow up? What do I want to do for the next 30 some years of my life? Because 30 some years is a long time. And then I developed because it's what I wanted to do. It wasn't easy, guys. Was it natural? Yes. Is it easy? No. Because to refine and define and get exact details that, you know what, those are mind blowing. Oh my God, I can't believe you just said that. Details. That takes practice. But I changed my attitude and I said, I can do this. No matter how far out of reach, I can do this. And I'm going to tell you that with anything you want to do. If you're 45 years old and you want to be a firefighter, my gosh, go do it. Change your attitude because you can do it. There are, I mean, look at Martha Stewart, 81 years old and just hit the cover of Sports Illustrated. Who would have thought an 81-year-old woman, no matter how good she looks, would be in a swimsuit on a cover? It's attitude, guys. So let's change our attitudes. Let's change our perceptions of ourselves. Let's realize the world that we can do. Good morning, Miss Lisa. Let's look at what we can do. There's no failures. There's no oopses. There's no mistakes. There's no wrong decisions because it's all going to get us to the same place. But how we get there is the ride. How we get there is what it's about. And I'm going to tell you, nothing in your future is ever going to be as hard as yesterday. So when you look at those things and you're going, oh my God, this is just so incredibly hard, and you're getting a bad attitude, and I can't do this, I can't do this. I want you to look at the life you've lived. And holy crap, have you lived a life? Holy crap, have you gone through hell and back? Your perception of hell and back, not mine. And you've survived it. And you're better because of it. So tomorrow is going to be a lot easier when you look at what you've overcome. So change your mind, guys. Change your attitude. Change your perception. And start being what you want to be. Start seeing life through rose-colored glasses. May not have $1 million in the bank, but I got enough to get through the week. I've got happiness. I've got friends. I've got family. I've got you guys. I've got the world in the palm of my hand. And tomorrow's always going to be better than yesterday. So start to look at things in a lot better view because you can. And then make your life the way you want it to be. So I hope, good morning, Courtney. I've got plans. That's right, Courtney. I love that. So everybody, we're going to take a quick break here. When I get back, I'm bringing in Miss Jenny Davis, and I'm going to take time to blow my nose. So this is Diet here on School Through Spirit with WLTK-DB.com. See you in a few. Good morning, everybody that's just joining us now. This is Dad here on School Through Spirit with WLTK-DB. I do have a cold. My tongue is not working today, but I'm doing the best I can. So if you see me blow my nose, I'm going to apologize right now. I'm going to be doing a lot of it, but I didn't want to cancel. So good morning, Facebook user. I don't know who you are, but good morning. Now, this morning's guest is Miss Jenny Davis. Jenny Davis is a Reiki master. She's a paranormal investigator. This lady has got her own show. This lady, I'm going to let this lady tell you all about this lady because she's really incredible. And if I've ever met somebody that literally, I think, knows everybody and anybody and makes things happen, it is Miss Jenny. So please welcome her in. And I believe you're still in Ohio, Jenny, aren't you?
I cannot hear you. Hold on. Let me try to hop onto my computer. Hold on.
That's okay, darling.
For some reason, I cannot hear you. Hold on.
You're good.
I'm in a crappy hotel room, so hold on a second.
That's okay. Yeah, guys, Jenny has been doing a paranormal investigation all weekend.
Hold on. I'm going to hop off.
Ohio. She's going to come back in a few minutes, guys. Jenny has been, and I'm just going to let you know why Jenny's figuring out things. Jenny's in, I believe, in Ohio right now. She was at a paranormal event and investigation, and she was with Dan Class, and I believe Tristan and Kelly were there. I'm not sure. Let me think. So many people were there. So many amazing people were there. I'm going to just bring up her Facebook. Oh my God, because I was watching her vicariously through this. But she is stuck there in Ohio for a couple of days. So she's not home like she thought she would be. So I'm just bringing this up if I can find it. Um, oh, let me see. She was, yeah, Brian Cano was there. I'm just looking at some pictures. I mean, she was just with all the big dogs, all these amazing, amazing people. Um, I believe I know it's Ohio State Penitentiary is where I think she
Sorry,
was. I mean,
what works and what doesn't work here.
can you hear me or no, darling? Jen, can you hear me? I can hear you. Can you hear me, Jen?
You're breaking up.
Okay.
I'm in Ohio, and my reception really sucks here.
That's okay. So I'm gonna let you know I can
see if I can fix this. Hold on. I'm sorry.
That's okay, Jen, because I can hear you. Okay.
I'm trying to get this fixed. Hold on, you guys.
As everybody sees, I'm gonna see if I can message Jen in the private chat as everybody's listening. This isn't our first rodeo, guys, is it, with having some reception issues? We've had people in Peru and every place else. I'm gonna send her a message saying I can hear her and that I can ask the questions and type the questions, and all she's got to do is talk. How's that sound?
Can you hear me better?
I can hear you perfectly. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Perfect. So. Well, I was just going to send you a message because in the private chat or even on Facebook, because I can still hear you and I can see you, even if I'm breaking up for you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if it comes to it, I'll just send you questions. I'll verbally ask them and send the questions, and then you just talk.
Yeah.
This is.
Like I said, I'm in Ohio. I have really bad reception at this hotel, so.
Well, and that's okay. That's okay. I was telling them a little bit that you're in Ohio. You just done a big investigation with some incredible people, and I'm so jealous because you had Brian Cano again. Darn it, and Dan.
Yeah, I love Brian. Yep. I did do the investigation at Ohio State. I did the Ghost Walk Friday night. But yeah, I love hanging out with all of my friends in the paranormal. So
I know you got an incredible. You got incredible connections. I'm telling you.
Oh yeah.
I want to go back to how you started all of this. You know what I mean? I know where we're going to get to, and I know I want to talk about the event, but I want to know how you got started. You know what I mean? Where is Jen's life and how? I mean, I don't think you came out of the womb and said, "Let's go ghost hunting," or maybe you did. Who knows?
No, I started with watching Ghost Hunters and all the shows, and then 2010, Brandy Green of GHI hosted a paranormal convention here in Minnesota. Loved it. Went on my first paranormal investigation in 2011. And then in 2012, I started my first podcast. And then ever since, I've been in that whole realm of paranormal.
I think it's incredible. Oh, you got Traveler's Moon shirt on. Oh my God. I need to get one of those. I am I'm so upset because I love going to see them. I do. I love going to be in there and that their events. They're amazing. Oh, yes. And I'm booked for every event they have this year. I want to get a hold of them and say, can you adjust your weekends? But I know they can't.
Yeah, just adjust your weekends, you know.
Move it one way or another. And I'm like, no. And because gosh, they're just amazing. They're amazing people.
Yeah, I love Kristen and Kelly. They're amazing. I got to hang out with them this weekend. So
I know, I'm so jealous. I see the shirt and I'm like, man, I'm gonna have to buy mine next year. So
yes.
So you got into this whole paranormal thing, okay? Now, did you walk in just as a believer, or did you really have to have a lot of proof in the pudding to say this stuff is real?
Both. I saw it on TV, so I thought it was real. And then with all my paranormal experiences and stuff, I've become more of a believer. So,
yeah, I love that because now you travel.
Yep, the paranormal brought me to my psychic abilities and my empath and mediumship. So,
Oh, I love that. So let's talk a little bit about that. I like to find the ins and outs of everything with people. You know what I mean? I love to go in there. So how did the paranormal get you to your psychic abilities and your mediumship?
I have to blame Scotty Work. He's the one that told me I was psychic medium, and so
I love Scotty. Scotty's awesome.
Scotty's amazing. I love him.
Yeah, me and Scotty are going to start working together. So I really love Scotty. I already love Scotty. Now he's like,
well, with him, he got me and my husband together. He married us, so I blame him for a lot of things. So
yes. And guys, Scotty's going to come in, I believe, in August. I got to find a date and send it to him because he said, give me a date. I'll be there. I'm like, thank you. I love him.
he's amazing. So, I've known him for like 13 years now. So,
oh my God, that's incredible. So when you got in with when Scotty tells you, okay, you're a psychic medium, blah, 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 you can do this. Do you just look at him and go, okay? Or do you just go, oh, hell no? I mean,
I think I said, oh, hell no. Like, no, that's not me. And then the past few years, it's been like, okay, now I'm a kind of more believer. And then yesterday at the event, I got my ass handed to me by another psychic medium. And she's like, you need to actually do this. Like, stop screwing around and do it.
That's hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
I like doing that to people. I love doing that. I look, what the hell are you doing? Come on, get your butt. Let's go. You know what I mean? I love that. So does that mean you're gonna like start venturing down that path?
Probably. Like when I do my paranormal investigating, I channel a lot. So now I'm gonna start working on the mediumship and psychic abilities and doing like practice readings and stuff. So
I love that. It's a huge world. I always tell people, welcome to my world, because that's my world. I love my world. Paranormal is your world, and I'm venturing into your world. You know what I mean? Mine is the opposite from yours, you know?
Yes.
And I'm always interested in talking to people that do paranormal, because it feels like it's only been more recent years that mediums have belonged to the paranormal world. And when I say paranormal world, yes, everything that's metaphysical is really paranormal, but I'm really talking about like ghosts saying boo and the whole 10 yards, you know?
Yeah.
But mediumship was never really had a place there. It was always about, we're trying to debunk, we're trying to prove something or not prove something, you know? And they didn't invite a medium into that, you know? So now for me to see mediums in that world, I'm blown away. I'm like, wow, this is incredible, you know? So how do you go from that, you know, I'm using the ghost box, I'm using dowsing rods, I'm doing whatever, you know, tools you take to an event. But wait a second, now I'm going to use my abilities.
I use mine, like I kind of dual use mine when I do SS methods.
Okay.
I have the spirit box going, but I really don't listen to it. Instead, I channel when I use ghost box. So I don't hear the ghost box. I channel and listen to the spirits that come through. And Scotty Work will tell you about my experience down in the Palmer House basement. I channeled his dad for some time, I guess. And his dad came through, and I didn't even know that was his dad. When I come out of it, I don't remember anything I say, I do anything. And he goes, my dad came through. And what you said was dead on. It made him cry.
I love that.
So.
That, you know, that just makes a believer in Scotty no matter what.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I love that. I simply love that. You know, sorry, my head is scattered today. I've got this cold. And I don't know about you, but when I get a cold, my head just goes.
Yep. That's
you know?
My head is, yeah.
So I'm like, and every little thing I'm swirling. My phone lights up and I'm going, and I'm like, why am I even looking at my phone? You know? But it's a squirrel moment's going on. And I'm like, I'm not keeping control of my own brain today. But I like that. So let's talk about some of these. What are some of the best investigations, or I would say most eerie investigations? And I know they may not be a penitentiary. They might be a private home. But what are some of these that you've just went, holy cow, you know?
I would say the most scariest eye-opening experience was at Waverly Hills, which is a TB hospital in Louisville, Kentucky. I had gone the year before on like as a overnight investigation. We went back the next year as a tour because my mom and husband, our fiance at the time, hadn't been, wanted to check it out. We were in town, so we did the tour. The year before, I was not really open. My abilities weren't as defined as then when it was the following year. So we went on tour. I was fine on the first floor, second floor, third floor, fifth floor. I was fine on. Came to the fourth floor, which has the OR, the operation room, and where the worst patients would be held. Something in me, my intuition was telling me, don't go on, you'll regret it, don't do it, type of that feeling like you shouldn't be doing it. But I was on tour, so I had to do what the tour guide said, so you couldn't leave the group and stuff. Got to the fourth floor, we saw the nurse on the right, we saw the doctor walking across the hall. We got closer to the OR. I'm like, I got that feeling even worse, like, don't go in, don't go in, don't go in. But again, we were on tour, so I'm like, I have to do it. I walked across the threshold of the room, and as soon as I put my foot down in that room, felt like my chest was being ripped open, my lungs being pumped with tubing. I was bent over, hysterically crying. I couldn't talk. I couldn't do anything. I was like frozen. And the tour guide looks at me and is like, what the hell's wrong with you? I walked out of the room into the main hallway, and all I saw was spirits circling me.
Wow.
Yeah. It took me about 3.5 hours, 4 hours to calm down after. And Scotty had to help me with that.
Wow. That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's a lot, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just.
Definitely felt like you're a patient with TB being surgically experimented on at the time.
And, you know, does that help you in an investigation to be able to see that? Because, you know, those things are probably not in documents. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you look at history, you look at medical documents, they're going to be in a special file back in the day. And I know they don't do it these days. So I'm not saying like, oh my gosh, guys, worry about your doctors, you know, it's experimenting on you. But there was a time in a day where all that stuff did happen. You know, that's how we got medical advances to where we are at today. But those aren't in normal files. So going in as a medium, you're able to see these things, you know, and it's you get to see the different layers, the different dimensions of what is going on, you know. So, and then bringing that back to the table for people.
Yeah.
Which is pretty incredible. Now, do you find that the information that you're channeling or getting from spirit is coinciding with like a spirit box or the tools you use too?
Yeah, especially like my experience at Broadhead Manor with Expedition Entity in November. I was doing the ghost box, aka channeling basically, and everything that I was getting was almost history in the what Bill has in history and what other investigators at the time were getting. So
I love that. I love going into Broadhead Manor. I do.
Oh yeah.
I had
the principal does not like me. The janitor does not like me. Like
Really?
when we were there for Spirits in the Spring,
Yeah.
we were up on the third floor with Nat and those guys, HCG Paranormal, and through their spirit boxes, it was calling me out basically. Jenny, go to detention. Jenny, detention. Jenny, detention. Over and over and over. And that's because the principal does not like me from November.
I'm sorry to hear that, because like when I was up there with Patty and Natalie, and I was using Patty's dowsing rods, I kept going, I feel like I'm being hugged, and all of a sudden the rods just go, and they kept hugging me. They wouldn't stop hugging me. Like everywhere we went, I was being hugged. And I'm like, Patty, does this normally happen with you? She's like, nope, never seen this one before, you know? But I've had this beautiful experience with like the janitor, you know, and I mean, like I did a gallery there. The janitor comes to talk. I'm like, really, dude? And, you know,
Well, I think when we were there in November for the show, Bill called out the principal by his real name, and he doesn't like that. So through the spirit box, it said, I broke the girls. And as soon as that came through, the other Jenny Coles from Expedition Entity got sick. I got sick. We all left the room. But the rest of the night, if I felt like he was coming through my channeling, I was like, nope, I'm done. I pulled myself right out because I'm like, I'm not going to get sick anymore.
So now, do you think if you would, because I know you're going to be back there. We already know. I mean, yeah. Bill has got like such a special spot in so many hearts. But, and Bill, by the way, guys, I know y'all don't know when I talk about Bill or anybody else, but Bill will be on here. I think it's the first Monday in July. But do you think if you went back into Broadhead Manor and looked at, the principal and went and had a come to Jesus type moment, like an old school principal's going to want kind of bow your head and go, I'm sorry, Mr. Such and Such. You know what I mean? I should, you know what I mean? And kind of giving him that respect that he wants. Do you think he would change his attitude?
Hopefully. Yeah, it's like I came in there with full respect, and then Bill started calling him by his real name, and I and Jay got basically the one got picked on all night.
Maybe he's calling you out as a bad influence, John.
Maybe, I don't know. I'm gonna go back in July, so we'll see.
I can't wait. You're gonna be there July 1st too?
I'm going July 29th.
Oh,
for a private.
I thought you'd be at the fundraiser event. Oh my God.
I'm gonna try, but scheduling is crazy because July I'll be in Gettysburg for the Gettysburg Bash, and then Broadhead at the end of the month for my birthday celebration. So
I love that. I want to ask you about the SS method. Everybody comes on and talks about it. I've heard other people. I've witnessed it. Mm-hmm. Is there a reason why I'm afraid of it?
So no, like at first I was listening to the spirit box, and then I channel now, so I really don't even hear the ghost box. I just let the spirits talk through me. So everybody has a preference with the SS method. Some people just hate it because they think that the other people who are talking, they can hear them and or just making up their answers, and people say it's not real because I don't know, but I barely listen to the spirit box. I just channel. So
I love that. I honestly love that. And correct me if I'm wrong, but SS method is basically you're canceling noise earmuffs or
headphones,
right? Headphones. And then basically somebody away is asking questions and you're saying what you're hearing. Now, is there like the ghost box noise in your ears while you're doing this?
Yep. Yeah, because you usually hook up the headphones to the spirit box and then you put blindfold over your eyes, so you're totally clueless. You can't see what people are asking, lips reading or whatever.
I've watched it and I'm always in awe. But I will tell you what, I was like, I want to do this. And then I seen Dave Schrader do it on the last TV show he was on. Mm-hmm. And it was so intense. I went, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this.
Sometimes it gets intense. I've used Bill Chappell's sensory glasses. So you get the right noise, you get the blackness, and then you have a red light flashing in your eyes. So it's totally sensory overload. Those are cool. I want to get a pair, but they're like a couple $100. So it's like,
we'll have to do a GoFundMe for you and lots of cheating.
Go find me to get me home from Ohio.
Just to get you home. I know, guys. And I will tell you what. And do you mind if I share that, Jen? Because you need some prayers. Jen and her mom are in Ohio to go to this amazing event, and they got in a car accident. And they're stuck in Ohio, guys. And I don't know. Do you find out today about the car?
Hopefully it's sold today to the shop. So I'm thinking probably by Wednesday we'll know from the shop what's all going to happen, and then we got to wait for insurance. But I truthfully believe it's going to be totaled out because the frame was pushed all the way back on the one side. My mom couldn't even open the passenger door. She had to pry it open.
Yeah, I seen that picture, and I'm like, that's a totaled car. They're going to go, done. I have a feeling by the end of the day, you're going to hear totaled. You know what I mean? And let's get you home.
Yeah.
Total, let's get you home, because guys, they need prayers to have this kind of happen as fast as it can, just to get them home, because Jen's got a husband and a baby and the whole 10 yards. She loves her vacation, I'm sure, but
Yeah. Like
needs to
tonight
get back
we have
home before she goes to the next investigation.
tonight we have an investigation at Fairfield, and then tomorrow I set up a day tour at Madison Seminary. So if we're stuck here, we're gonna check out some haunted locations, like Trans Allegheny's on the list, Hinsdale's on the list. So we're gonna make it most of it, but we want to get home.
Right. I love that. And you know what? I have to get to Hinsdale. I told Dan I want to get to Hinsdale. Diana May said she would take me there and we do it together.
I have a personal history with Hinsdale. I've never been there, but someone that I met at a event in 2012, it was like 2012, had an attachment from Hinsdale. And I didn't know at the time, and they didn't know they had an attachment. When I hugged them, the spirit attached to me instead. And I found out a couple of months later I had the attachment. So I had an attachment from Hinsdale House. So it has a personal connection to me. So I want to go check it out.
Just don't pick it back up.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here to visit. I brought you flowers. Here's some cookies. Stay here.
Yep. I've told Dan this, and he's like, you have to come and check out the Hinsdale House. You have that personal connection now.
I think that's amazing. I agree with that. 110%. I agree with Dan. Like, this is someplace you need to go.
Yeah.
I know I have to get there. I want to get there before the end of the year, just to kind of go, hey, don't take me in. I want to see it. But
it's like 4 hours from where we are right now. So it's a day trip if we decide to go, if we're stuck here. So
might as well. I love that, because you know what? A lot of people would be, and that's what I was talking about this morning. A lot of people would be like, oh my God, I told my car, and you know what I mean? And just angry and frustrated. And you're like, nope, we're gonna go paranormal hunting. We're gonna make the most of this. Like, I'm not gonna sit in my hotel room and go, yeah, twiddle my thumbs. Didn't bring enough swimming suits for the week, so let's go. Let's get some experiences, and I love that.
Yeah.
So I want to bridge a little bit different, and I really want to start talking about the event Enchanted, through Enchanted Boutique and all that, because so much amazing stuff is on this, guys. Jen's going to talk about it, but I want to tell you, Jen reached out to me. Oh gosh, what, about 3 months ago, 4 months ago, whatever it was, and said, she's like, will you come and be the gallery person? I'm like, bet, let's go.
Let's go, let's do it.
And then I'm like messaging Dave. Guess what? I get to work with you, Dave. And he's like, I'm like, so I'm super excited about this. But I want you to talk about, how did this get formed? I'm not so much the event that's coming on, coming up. Well, we're going to talk about that. But how did you start to go from paranormal to channeling to mediumship to hosting an event? I mean, that's leaps and bounds.
Yeah. We had Enchanted Boutique since 2014. 2016 was our first mini Enchanted Expo, and then we took time off for COVID. And we had one last year. It was in Maplewood. It was amazing. We outgrew the venue very quickly. So we moved to Shoreview this year. We have over 50 vendors. It's huge. So we're super excited. My mom made the comment last year, we should host another event. And I'm like, that's the wrong thing to say to me, because I will find a venue.
Mom had a dream.
Yeah, Mom had a dream about it.
And then
within a day and a half, I had the venue booked and ready.
I love that. And is that for next year or for this year?
This year.
This year. I love that. Because 50 vendors, that's a big event. And people don't realize that. I mean, normally a big event is 30 vendors. Just to throw 50 and it's like, wow, that's an incredible size.
And half of the admission will be going to Broadhead Manor. So we're kind of going to be supporting Bill at the same time. He's sending a bunch of stuff up from Broadhead for the grab bags and stuff too. So
I love that. Well, I know I took all, and tell your mom, I'm so sorry. I literally got up to Alexandria and I put all the things I had in the grab bags. Mm-hmm. And then I ran out and I went, I think I was supposed to stop and grab more on the way up.
I had them out for you.
I'm sorry, bud. I literally got all the way up there. It was literally traffic after traffic. As soon as I hit
Traffic.
Minnesota,
Yep,
it was
Minnesota.
nothing but
Totally understand.
traffic. And I completely mind blocked everything. And it wasn't until Saturday morning I'm going, oh boy, I don't have any more. So, oops, I'm sorry. But I
No
told
worries,
everybody
but yeah.
about it. I kept putting up my thing so everybody could see it. So, because it's just going to be an amazing event, it's
Oh
just going
yeah,
to be amazing.
we have Dave Schrader, we have Echo Bodine, who's a psychic medium. We have you, 50 plus vendors, 2 lecture areas. One's outside in the pavilion, which can hold 150 people. One is inside, which can hold up to like 25, 30 people. So yeah,
Wow, it's so
we're
incredible.
super excited.
And I'm going to tell you, to me, it's like I love when people come to events because I love to share everybody there and everything we have because it's just a huge world that we have that people are kind of like, they don't know what this world is, and they come in, they're just wrapped with love and hugs, and it's like they don't want to leave. But the fact that you're pairing this with, donating to the Broadhead Manor and Bill Walter, which is just amazing, because like I have the GoFundMe for him, and obviously they take some fees out of that.
Yep.
But I love the fact that you guys have went, say we get 500 people through the door, that's 250, ticket sales that'll go to raise the roof, to fix Broadhead Manor, to keep that establishment keeping going, of which is being used not just for paranormal investigations, but Bill's been using that a lot for education in so many ways, and it's really opening up the world to so many people. And the fact that you're such a big part of that is huge, it's huge. And now I want to kind of veer this, and I'm going to ask that really fangirl creepy question that I've never asked anybody, and I never have and it's only because we had this big old discussion. I had this discussion with people over the weekend because, I was up with some friends laughing all night. Oh my God, never laughed so hard in my life. And they were bringing up different names like, oh my God, do you know this person? Oh my God, I met this person. Oh my God. And I'm going, who that? And they're trying to describe the person. I'm like, I think you mean Brian Cano. And they're like, no, that's not the name, blah, blah, blah. And they're totally fangirling over everything. And they bring up the picture. I'm like, that's Brian Cano, or this is Dan Kloss, or this is, Tristan, or this is Kelly, or this is whoever, because they were bringing up, Chris Fleming and all these amazing people. And to me, they're just, and I always have this I have this same saying that I think it's becoming famous, and it's because of Brian, that I don't Google people. Like, I don't know who the hell anybody is because I don't pre-Google. I don't want to pre-Google because I don't want to know what social media has to say about you. Because it's going to be wrong anyway. You know what I mean? I want to get to know you here. So in that fangirl thing, and I do want to put you in the fangirl because I'm sure at one point in your life you were all fangirling over people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like
these people are your friends.
Now they've become my friends. Like, I know in August when I go to Mid-South, I'm going to be totally fangirling because I'll get to meet Jack Osborne. I think that's the only person I will be fangirling around that weekend because it's Jack Osborne.
It's Jack Osborne. I love it because it's Jack Osborne.
Everybody else in the paranormal field is more like family to me. So it's like people are like, oh my God, you know them? I'm like, I've known them for like 12 years. No big deal.
Yeah.
Like I just had Nick Groff on my show in January. He asked
I
to come
can't
on my
get him
show.
to my life depended on it. I've sent messages.
He is very, very, very picky. I've known him for 10 plus years.
Yeah.
I met him in Minnesota and we stayed connected. I did an event with him in November, December, and he asked to come on my show. And I learned this weekend from Dan Kloss that if I had asked him again, like today, if I messaged him, he would jump on the show right away. He still talks about my show. He talks about my show to everyone. And he asked Dan a lot, like, when do I get to go back on her show? Like, can we get back on her show to talk about Death Walkers? I'm like, that kind of took me back, thinking someone like Nick Groff, who has all this experience, all the TV shows, wants to come on my show. Instead of me asking them to come on my show, it's them wanting to come on my show.
Which I think is amazing. Which I think it's truly, truly amazing. I mean, that just says a lot about you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It says a huge amount about you. And I mean, that's, that's because I have a lot of people that reach out to me. You know what I mean? The bigger names I still ask, but
Yeah.
I'm not out there and about there. You know what I mean?
Well,
That's amazing.
like Andrea Perrin from the Conjuring House has asked to
Yes.
come on my show several times, but we just have to get the schedule figured out. I've had Katrina Redmond from Paranormal Lockdown with Nick asked to come on my show several times. So they know, like I've met them, I've became friends with them. So they have that, I have that personal connection. It's just not some random podcast host asking a celebrity to come on their show. It's
a big difference.
A friend asking a friend.
Yeah. Which is a big difference. And I love the fact that, and the reason why I was asking from that fangirl, because I know a lot of people get this fangirl, fanboy from TV, from whatever, and they don't realize everybody are just people. And these people are truly incredible. They're incredible people. I mean, just truly incredible. You know what I mean? And people don't realize that, which is awesome.
Like I've known Dakota, Landon, and Tanner and Connor from Destination Fear Project Fear now for 10 plus years. And because they were on the network, they couldn't do interviews, they couldn't do podcasts. Now that they're off the thing, doing their own thing, they're all down to come on my podcast. Like Chelsea is my eye doctor. Like I've become really good friends with Chelsea. She's my eye doctor here in Minnesota. She's like, she wants to get on the show. She wants to. But at that time, they would still have the network. And networks are very picky on what shows they go on. But now they're on their own. It's just teaming up with them about scheduling and getting them on the show. Like I've known them for 12 plus years. So
I love that. So let's talk about your show. You know what I mean? Because we keep saying the show, but Unturned Pages. Yes. And let's talk about that, because I was on it last weekend, and what a dynamic. I mean, I got one, it was dynamic, it was awesome. But I got so many messages afterwards going, damn girl, you rocked that, blah, 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 blah. Like, you got put on the spot. And I'm like, I did.
You did.
I almost see your face go, oh shit.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit, here she goes.
Here she goes. Let's do this,
Yeah.
But it was an amazing experience. It was very and I loved it because honestly, if you would have had your normal host on there, Jody, it would have been a totally different segment. It would have been totally different, and because I know Jody, she's a friend of mine. She's amazing, but it would have been, I think, softer, if that makes sense. Where Russ came in and said, you need to prove to me who the hell you are. And let's do this. Let's do this. But let's talk about this, because you've had the show a long time.
About a year and a half now. So
yeah.
But before Unturned Pages, I had a couple other shows, and I helped with other shows. So I had that little back end connections and getting people on, making those connections and the history and the followers. So yeah. Unturned Pages, Sunday night, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. So when I have Jody on, it's more of a diverse show. We do witchy stuff, we do paganism, we do paranormal, we do true crime, a bunch of different topics. This month we're trying to more focus on the paranormal, because Jody's taking a month off to do some health stuff. So we're doing more paranormal based topics right now.
Yeah. Oh, trust me, she ain't taking my thought. I'm making sure she works. Don't worry. But, I do love it though, and I want people to turn into it, because so where can they find it? Facebook, and where else can they find?
All episodes except for last night. I haven't posted yesterday's yet. Is on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, wherever you can get the podcasts. It's there. Spotify is the best though.
I love that. Spotify is pretty awesome. I'll tell you what. I mean, Podbeam, I just hit just over 130,000 downloads. So I'm celebrating that today. Like just on Podbeam, like yes, it's a celebration. Well, you have to say thank you to everybody out there, because they're the people that are, we're changing lives. Like this episode alone is going to change how many lives of people that go, wow, I can do this. I can do this, Yeah. So, because it's like, I mean, I don't know what life you had pre-paranormal, but I'm sure that life is pretty much gone now.
Or
And you're just all paranormal.
in high school, I got in school, and back then it was hush hush, don't say anything. And now you have people like I have friends in high school being like, "Oh my God, you do the whole paranormal thing. That's so cool." I'm like, "Yeah, I was doing it in high school with you, and I was trying to tell you, but you're like, psh, whatever."
You lost a friend that way.
Yeah, I lost a couple friends in high school because I was doing the paranormal. So now I'm reconnected with them. So yeah.
I love that. Now, really different question here though. Do you think paranormal world you don't seem like a person that didn't have confidence at some point in your life. You know what I mean? I think you always had confidence. But did the paranormal world kind of boost that confidence or say,
Oh,
this is
definitely,
me,
yep.
hear me roar?
Yep, definitely.
I mean, to me, I know for myself, because with myself, I was always that medium that when I talk to ghosts, I talk to spirits, I talk to your loved ones, I talk to fairies. I mean, unicorn comes out a leprechaun, I'll talk to them. But if it says boo, I don't want anything to do with it. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to say that community isn't phenomenal, because it is. I love that community, and they will band together like no other. But the things I've seen within the paranormal community, it's mind-blowing how they come together for a building or a cause, a reason. You know what I mean? So to me, it's just it's mind-blowing.
Definitely comes together when there's a need, but like everything else, there's drama behind the scenes, and when it comes to drama, I don't freaking do it. I tell them to go away.
Okay, it says, good morning, favorite ladies. And I'm going to say that's either Bill or Larry. I'm going to go with Larry. What about
I'm going to say Larry or Bill, yeah.
Yeah, I want to go.
Who it is. But
I'm thinking it's got to be Larry. I don't know why. I just get Larry vibes over that one. Because it's just for privacy. It just says Facebook user, but I'm going with Larry. I don't even know. I don't even know why.
Well, if it is you, Larry, you missed the whole spiel on my discussion about expedition entities. So I boosted.
Well, Larry's like my new BFF. You don't even know.
Oh yeah, you guys kicked it off at Broadhead. I was like, dang.
I was like, talk about like a brother from a different mother or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a connection. It was like we didn't see each other first night. I talked to him for 5 seconds the second day. After the event, we sat down on the couch. He's like, what do you got? What do you got? You know, it was like, this is my best friend. Get away from him. He's mine.
I know, it's like events or like family reunions right now. Like, you get to see them a couple times a year if you're lucky, and every time you get to see them, it's a family reunion, and you meet people that you've seen on Facebook, you're friends with Facebook friends, and they come up to you and just hug you right away.
Yeah. It's so awesome. It is so awesome. I love that. So where are you, what are your plans towards the future? I know you have, you're partnered up with Edge, Kelly from the Edge. Are you guys going to start doing some more things, or
we're in discussions for 2024 event already, because we've had people already ask, can we be a vendor? What's 2024 dates? I'm like, let's just get through 2023, please, and then we'll talk about 2024.
I love it.
Because right now we have over 900 people watching that event on Facebook alone. So
now we have I see how it is. That's got to be Bill, but that'd be my husband, not my best friend. That's the difference here.
Okay, if it's Bill, hi. I boosted.
I'm not sure if it is or not, but it felt like a jealous comment. So
I kind of want to log on Facebook and see if I can see who it is. Let's see.
I don't know. I'm going to ask Todd, do you know who these two people are, to see if we're right or not? Bill's name usually comes up. That's why I'm like, ooh, Facebook user. That's a little different. And now I want to investigate. Like, are we right? Are we doing... He says, let me look.
Huh? It doesn't show on my end who it is.
No, it becomes because of privacy. If they log on, now it's all good, love ya. No, good, love ya.
It's Bill.
It's got to be Bill. He's my hubby. He's my husband.
He's Uncle Bill to me, so.
He's my husband. Him and Ron are my husbands. I got husbands up north. I got husbands down south, and it's great. And I felt bad because I had one set of husbands having an event in southern Wisconsin. I had another set of husbands having an event in Minnesota, and I was like, I was already signed up for the first husband, so now I'll be back with Bill in July. So
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's Bill. It's
Definitely
it's Bill. I love it. I love it. I love it. So now other than I just see you and Kelly coming together as a great combination. You know what I mean? A
Mhm.
force to be reckoned with when you come
Oh
together.
yeah.
Bill's not sold out again this weekend. Well,
See,
I'm still eating your cherries. I'm
I would
almost
buy
done with the
some.
cherries.
I
Huh?
would buy some, but I don't eat nuts, so
Oh, honey, Bill's got cherries. Bill's got nuts. Bill's got coffee beans that are covered in other flavors. And the funny thing is I didn't get any of Bill's nuts. I just got his cherries and his coffee beans. That's really bad. But there you go. I'm running out of cherries.
well, he'll probably ship you some, I bet.
I've only got to drive 40 minutes, so it's not bad. For me, it's like, and he keeps going, are you coming this weekend? I'm like, I'm booked. So I got to make the drive over. I'm going to just
Well,
walk in with my grandkids and say, we're here.
if you're not busy July 29th, come investigate with me at Broadhead.
If I am open, I will be there. Courtney's like, we never run out of nuts over here. I love that. I love that.
But yeah.
So I want to
Kelly
talk
and I
about
are really good friends, so
Courtney.
this works.
I haven't met Courtney. I met her sister Casey, but I haven't met Courtney yet. So she seems out here. She's sports office. She's so awesome. I love her. So let's talk about the boutique a little bit. Okay. Enchanted Boutique. Let's talk. How did this get started? How did this get created? If mom wants to come in and talk, she can. I know she's like,
so we started doing holistic events, paranormal events, and we found a great little shop in right there, 500 square feet. So we started that in 2014. We quickly outgrew that, moved next door into a bigger location until 2022. Then we moved into a really big location, and then it got sold to a new owner. So we moved out, and now we're in Litchfield with Echo Bodine. We've just expanded. We have a great group of customers. Yeah, so you never know what's going to happen with Enchanted.
So do you like sell stuff there, or?
Yep, we sell incense, crystals, books, tarot decks, candles, jewelry, everything and anything really.
Wow, I love that. I'm seriously gonna have to just stop on the way someplace.
Well, if you're gonna be in Shoreview in June. That following day, before you go home, stop in Richfield and see us.
There you go. I'm gonna have to do that. I'm going to. Well, I'm a person. I drive up. I drive back. I'm awful. I drove 8 hours home last night from Detroit Lake. Like everybody's like, you need to stop. No, I'll be home around midnight, 1 o'clock. I'm good. I'm fine. I'll wake up with a cold, but everything will be fine. But definitely get to stop up there and see it, because I'll tell you, the energy you guys have as a booth at spots is phenomenal. It's just phenomenal. I love that. Deidre, tell Jenny, you sell cards. She'll be there. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh,
I know at Ohio State Reformatory, I picked up, I don't know if I still have them, the Rebel deck.
Oh,
the ones that have a whole bunch of swear words on them. Yes, that one.
This is my new favorite deck.
Yeah, that quickly has become my favorite deck too.
You know who Mike Catchard is, correct? Or no? Mike?
No,
you haven't met him?
Oh, yeah.
Mike, yeah. Me and Mike have a show tomorrow night where I do readings. He does coaching. And a few weeks ago, I finally broke down and bought the deck because I was like, nope. And the first night we brought this out, we laughed so hard. I told more people to fuck off because of this deck, that it gave me the rights to do it. It was like,
I know. It's a card
reading, I'm playing the card. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But so much laughter, so much fun. And they were so accurate. I was like, really? That's crazy. Yeah. Good morning. I don't know if that's for me or you, but good morning. Bill and Tim was like, that's Tuesday's fun. People are now looking forward to Tuesday nights because we are solely using the Rebel deck. Out of all the decks I have, we only use the Rebel deck for that. So it's kind of cool, you know. So where do you see yourself venturing from here? I mean, you've done so much. I know you have investigations coming, but in the professional realm, investigations, the boutique, events, mediumship, all of it, where do you see yourself going?
I don't know. Like, I'm already a Reiki master. I do aura photography. Maybe adding the whole mediumship thing to it, doing some oracle card readings, because I've been told multiple times I have to do that too. So who knows?
You're like,
Traveling
whatever.
the world, hopefully.
I love this. And I love that. Oh, it's Bonnie. Hi, Bonnie. Um, so I'm not, see, I'm being brain, like I said, hi, Bonnie. And my brain's just like scrolled off someplace else. God, it's just insane. Um, So, it's incredible because you've got such a supportive family to support you with all this too.
Mhm.
I know I'm lucky. My kids are grown up, everything, I'm not married. I can pretty much come and go and do what I want. You know what I mean? But to have
Mhm.
a family that just supports you to say, hey, let's go do this. Hey, let's go do that. Or, oh, okay, hi, I'll see you, in 4 days. Or,
Well, it's funny because the first paranormal convention River went to was when she was 4 months old, and it was at Michigan. And Dave Schrader took her and carried her around the whole Paracon, read stories to her, made her laugh. And every Paracon he's at that I'm at, and I don't bring her, he goes, "Where is that baby? Why did you not bring her?" So she will be at June 3rd's event because Uncle Dave wants to see River.
oh, I love
And Dave only lives like a half an hour from me. So I'm like, if you want her that bad, you can babysit her any day you want, Dave.
that. I love that. I love
But
that.
yeah, she calls him Uncle Dave, and that's how close friends we are with Dave. So
Dave's amazing. Dave, I mean, Anne, and I will tell you guys, everybody, and I'm not doing this to suck up in any way, shape, or form because what you see Dave on the surface is Dave. There
oh
is
yeah,
no falsities, there's no alter ego, there's no anything. You know what I mean? I mean, Gretchen is very professional in every manner, but what you see is Dave. He's got nothing hidden. So it's pretty cool. It's
yeah.
pretty cool. And I just can't wait to get up there and meet Echo because like I told you, I'm gonna fangirl on her. I've heard her name for years.
She
I
will
actually
be.
when you had the flyer, it's the first time I've actually seen her face, but I've heard her name for so long,
Mhm.
and I'm just gonna be like the shy person, like,
I'll
hi.
introduce you to her June 3rd in the morning after you set up and stuff. But yeah,
She
she
just seems so
she's
amazing,
sweet.
you know?
That's who we partner with at the shop. She does this half the back end of the place. We do the front end. She'll do our palooza with the in the shop. Um, she's become a really good friend. It was funny because we were moving out of Maplewood, and she called. She's like, "Oh my God, I have a location for you. Let's partner up. Let's do it." And ever since, we've been working with Echo.
That is so incredible. And it sounds just like it's like, like in my world, I let spirit for the most part follow. I follow
Mhm.
spirit for the most part. I like to argue with them. I'm wrong, but I like to argue with them. But literally, it sounds like you do a lot of following spirit, which is amazing.
Yep. And we were at Maplewood. We hadn't even opened Maplewood yet. And we were at Right Bear, the old location. And something in my intuition was telling me, you have to get to Maplewood. You have to get to Maplewood. We arrived to the Maplewood location. The fire alarms are going off. The sprinkler system's going off. There had been a water burst in one of the rooms. I'm like, okay, intuition, thank you. So yeah,
That's incredible. I love that.
like what's I gonna say? Um, Now I don't even remember what I was gonna say.
Okay.
But
So
yeah, I fangirl with some people,
when Echo
so
calls me, I love that. I'm like, I know. It's like there's certain people that you're like, do I know them? Do I not know them? Do I know them from
well,
past life? What's going on? Why do I feel so drawn to them?
I know. And funny thing is, we went to Maria Shaw's event in Minnesota last weekend, I think it was Mother's Day,
Okay.
and she was so busy. She was running around doing her thing, readings, classes, whatever. We saw her for probably 5 seconds, 10 seconds at the most, and we get a message from Echo the next day. So you went to Maria Shore, right? We're like, yeah. She wanted to meet you guys. I'm like, why? What did we do to cause Maria Shaw to want to meet us?
Because you're great people. Because you're just great people. That's what it is at the end of the day. You know, that's all it
Yeah.
is at the end of the day is you're really great people. So, somebody we did Joliet and Shane and Dave a couple weeks ago. Love those guys. Is that Mom
Yep.
Bonnie writing that?
Yep.
Okay. I'm getting the vibe of who's all, and I don't normally have this many just Facebook users. So I'm like, I'm feeling the vibe. It's got to be Bonnie,
Yeah.
So I love that. I totally love that. So if you were going to tell somebody anything, what would you tell them?
Be yourself. Don't listen to other people.
That's really good advice. That's really good advice because how many times have you been told to do something different or be somebody else or do whatever,
Yep.
and you have this incredible life that is just all over the place,
Oh,
So where else can they find you?
Facebook, Unturned Pages Facebook page. I'll be at Gettysburg in July, Michigan in August.
Michigan's going to be fun.
I'm super excited. Michigan is one big happy family reunion because anyone and everyone who's been on TV will be there. All friends will be there. I'll be fangirling over Jack Osborne because it's Jack Osborne. My God,
I didn't know if Jack was going to be there, so
they had just announced it like a couple weeks ago.
oh, wow.
And then Steve from Dead Files will be there too, so I'll be kind of fangirling over him too.
I'd like to meet Steve. Yeah, there's so many more people because I wasn't going to go last year. I was like, no, not feeling it, but it kept popping up, and finally I'm like, fine, Spirit, I'll sign up and I'll go. And now I'm just can't wait for it. Just so looking forward to it.
The best part about that whole event is the after parties because there's karaoke in one bar, and the pair of celebrities will get up on stage and sing. It's fantastic.
I am so hooking up with you.
Video of it and post it to Facebook, and everybody's like, "Are you serious? They're out singing?" Like, yep.
Well, you got to grab me by the arm and yank me because I don't want to miss any of the fun. I just want to have the fun.
I'll show you around, yeah. And then in September, we have the Great Waters Paracon you will be at.
Yeah.
We'll be there.
Thanks, yeah.
Then we'll be at Fort Wayne, Indiana, that following weekend at their Paracon. So
now I'm going to ask you the question I haven't asked yet. Are you like singles going in this? Or are you part of a team?
Single. We do have a team, but really not a team at the same time. So we like to team up with other teams and do like investigations. Like tonight, we're teaming up with two friends that we've known for 10 plus years and investigating with them for the first time. So,
oh, that's incredible. I think you might see even more because you don't have to collaborate with a bunch of people, and just being able to go do it, which is incredible. Yep. I love that. Well, I'm going to have to find out about, different things you guys do as investigators, and see if we can follow you guys for a little bit and watch what you do.
Oh, yeah.
So I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, thank you so much, Jenny, for coming on and fighting the internet and fighting everything else, because I know this was not easy for you.
Definitely not.
So you're like,
the whole trip has been not very easy, this whole trip. So.
But you're making this trip work. The memories. Oh my God, the memories. It's got to be incredible, Yeah. So you guys have a great time. I'm sending all the prayers for this to be as long as it's supposed to be. I'm going to do it that way. Instead of I want to get you home, I'm just going to go, prayers for whatever it's supposed to be and the best experience for you guys to get back and go, holy crap, that was a great adventure. You know what I mean? Yeah. And what a beautiful story just because the car was no longer there. So I love that.
Okay, so I have a question for you. I'm gonna put you on psychic medium spotlight for a second.
What's that?
I'm gonna put you on medium spotlight for a second.
Okay, please do. Everybody likes to do that lately, and I'm like, let's do it.
Let's do it. So I have a cyst on my hand.
Yes, I know about that.
You see me having surgery in June because it's been talked about.
I do, because I don't know if it's going to be a full-blown surgery, if it's just going to I can't say not full-blown. I feel like it's going to be more of like a Twilight, because I can see them digging out underneath of it. Yep. You know what I mean? So I think they're like trying to give it a little bit of time to see if it'll kind of absorb back into the body or not, or what exactly is going to happen. But I feel like it's not necessarily going to get bigger, but I feel like it's going to get harder. And they're going to be like, no, we got to get rid of this now. So I've just seen them gently going in and kind of cleaning it out and then putting you back up and putting you back together. But I'm going to tell you, I feel like the pain, I don't mean to scare you with this, but it's almost like the pain of the recovery is going to be like, oh my God, why the hell did I go through this? You know what I mean? And you're going to have to remember the discomfort you had beforehand to get through the pain afterwards. You know what I mean? Because I'm just no.
This hand I've had 5 surgeries on.
Oh my gosh.
They've replaced the tendon here. They've taken the first surgery, screwed up the cartilage. So I had no cartilage at one point between the thumb and the wrist. So they put some fake cartilage. They've replaced the tendon. They went in and removed scar tissue. And now I have this cyst here. I'm like, of course, let's just add another surgery on top of it.
I think this is how their spirit's connecting us, though, Jenny. I think this is how they're, only because I just had surgery on this, almost 4 months ago now, because I had arthritis. So they took out the bone and then they pulled a tendon from my arm, wrapped it up and threw it in there. For
That's what they did with this.
Yeah. And I'm trying to get my movement. How long does it take to get my thumb back?
I was in the cast for 2 months with how bad my surgery was.
Right.
And they didn't tell me at the time that the pain meds I was on would cancel out my birth control. So that's how I got pregnant with River.
Well, there you go.
So she was an oopsie baby because of this thumb.
Because your thumb. I love it. Well, you got a baby and your thumb back. So I'm just hoping that eventually.
Took forever. I think it took about almost a year to get fully back to this. But now with the cyst, it's starting to hurt again doing this.
Yeah.
So I'm like, when I go see the surgeon on the 26th, hopefully when I'm home, I will be like, just get the surgery done. Just do it. Because I type for work. I type everything. Right. So when I type, my fingers feel all tingly and numb now. So.
Yep. And I think I honestly, because I see them carving out, and that sounds so bad when I say that, but I was a nurse for too many years. So I use very blatant terms like, I'm seeing you just lay there, these medical terminology, terminology is behind the desk, whatever. But yeah, I feel like they're going to remove that for you, dear. It's kind of like after that, it's like the pain of going through, and you understand the hand surgery just sucks,
They suck. Yeah.
It does. It's like, and I will tell you, this surgery has been more painful than all 4 of my knee surgeries. So,
it was funny. I think it was 2 weeks after hand surgery, I went to Mid-South in Kentucky, and it was like 110 degrees. My hand swelled, my arm swelled underneath the cast so much. But that whole weekend, like Brett Case, who's a psychic medium, 2 other psychic mediums, that whole weekend is like, you're pregnant. You know that, right? I'm like, no, I'm not. I just had hand surgery. I'm not pregnant. They were tested at surgery. They're like, no, you weren't pregnant during surgery. You got pregnant after surgery. I'm like, I blew it off. Right. I'm like, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, no, I'm good. I'm not pregnant. And then late September, found out I was pregnant. I'm like, God damn it, you guys are correct.
Isn't that great when that happens? Yeah. I've done it to people, and like 9 months later, they see me again. They say, and I don't know who they are, and I got this pregnant lady going, and you're like, oh my gosh, and they sit down with you, and you're looking like, have I done something? This is your fault. I was not there.
When I found out I was pregnant, I messaged Rick Hayes. I'm like, sometimes I really hate you. And he goes, what did I do? I'm like, you told me I was pregnant, and guess what? I am. He's like, yeah, you told me I was wrong. I'm like, yeah, I kind of thought you were, but now it's true. I'm like, sometimes you scare me.
Well, now we got to welcome baby number 2. So there you go.
No, we do not.
No. Courtney's laughing.
Absolutely not. River came 10 weeks early. I almost died having her. So I'm like, one and done. My body cannot take another pregnancy. I was lucky I survived.
We'll just add a dog then instead.
Dogs, cats, yeah.
Well, and a dog. Well, beautiful. Well, thank you so much, Jenny, for coming on with me this morning, fighting
Yeah.
all the obstacles and just always smiling and lighting up the screen because I've just really fallen totally in love with you and everything about you, and I've loved watching your journey. So thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you. Yeah, it's funny. This whole weekend, everybody's like, I'm surprised you're laughing. I'm surprised you're smiling after everything that's happened. I'm like, sometimes you just have to put the fake smile on.
Yeah, you do. But look at all the opportunities you're going to have just because you got in a car accident.
Yep.
Tons of opportunities because you got in a car accident, and probably wouldn't have had them, at least not now. So beautiful. I'm gonna let you go, Miss Jenny. I will see you in a few weeks, and for
Yep.
everybody
Couple
else,
weeks.
yes, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. It's June 3rd, everybody. June 3rd, Shoreview,
Yep.
at the
10 to
Shoreview
5.
Center. Yep. And we are going to see you guys there because everybody's going to come in, say hi, give us lots of hugs. Bye, Miss Bonnie. And it's going to be so much fun, guys. So please come on, see us. Remember, it's a good cause. Even the entry fee getting in is a good cause. People aren't getting rich by this. They are donating it. It's to the community and just really watching amazingness happen. So I can't wait to see everybody there. So, and thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
You
We'll see
have
in
a
a couple weeks.
definitely. You have a great day. Everybody else, I'll be back in a few minutes with Diet here on School Through Spirit with WLTK-DB.com.
Bye.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to School Through Spirit with WLTK-DB.com. Yes, you caught me looking at my phone, but I just seen the coolest picture here. Because remember, Jenny was just at the Ohio State Reformatory in Ohio doing it's called the PSCon 4 is what it was. Brian Cannon was there. Mike Ricksetter was there. Dustin Perry was there. And I'm just going to show you these pictures because this is how cool these guys are. I don't know if y'all can see this, but you see that? I love this. I love this. Who doesn't love Shawshank Redemption, the movie? And they totally made that picture happen. So I love that. These guys are awesome. That's all I can tell you. So let's do our 5-card stud. My brain, guys, is like all over the place. I apologize for this, but it really is. But let's do this. Oh my God, I don't know what deck to use. Love that movie too. I love it. I love it. Love it. I'm gonna do the Queen of the Moon Oracle deck. Let's do this one. I don't know why. I do love this deck, but I'm gonna use this deck. Only because I haven't bought any new decks lately, guys. This is really weird. I haven't bought any new decks lately. My hair is starting to fall out everywhere. And that's okay, because all I did was like pull it back. I'm like, I just need to wake up and get on the TV here or on the computer, whatever. So let's do 5-card stud. Let's pull our wonderful cards. What we are going to do is pick a card 1 through 5. Pick 1 card, 2 card, all cards, whatever you want to do. Let's make this happen. Did I say good morning, Ane? I hope I said good morning, Ane. So many amazing people come in to say hi. How you doing? Oh my God, I love this. So that's card number 1. I don't normally pull dropped cards, but we're doing it today. Here we go. My life in 5 cards. I know, Tim, mine too. I do the same thing. So we're going to make this happen. So the first card, guys, is fruitation. If you pick card number 1, fruitation. This is a really interesting card because fruitation just means everything is coming to fruit. You've planted everything. You've watered, you've weaved, you've done it all, and it's coming to fruition. Everything's coming up. You're not quite picking the fruit yet. You're not quite eating the fruit yet, but it is coming up, and you can see that your hard work is there. It's coming up. You're seeing it. It's all awesome. I am so sad. I actually cried. My favorite mug died. Oh no, I'm sorry, hon. But if you pick card number one, fruitation, that's there you go. Card number two is beginnings. Beginnings. I love this. I needed to hear this. Beginnings. Card number two. If you picked card number two. And I like this because you're getting the ideas, you're getting the work, you're getting, hey, Raz, you're getting all, I'll see you in 45 minutes, not even 45 minutes. But your beginnings are really when you think about ideas, you're making that first step. You're putting the shovel into the dirt, that type of a situation. And that's where you're sitting at with this if you picked card number two. Now, card number three is the void, the dark moon, the void. Oh my God, that just sounds awful. When I look at this, this sounds awful. But if you park card number three, the void, you're really sitting in this space. I don't want you to go, oh my God, I'm stuck, I'm this, I'm that. If you picked card number three, you're literally in a place where you're just going, okay, hold on a minute. Let's just sit down. Let's take a moment. Let's lay down on the ground. Let's look up at the moon or the stars or whatever and just go, okay, I need to take a serious step back and kind of reevaluate. Okay. This isn't reassess. This isn't reflection. This is reevaluating. Okay. So you are literally going, okay, I need to look back. I need to just take a moment. And that's okay. Voids are okay. It just means that you're in that space. You're in between one door and another door. So you're in that space. Okay. Card number four is change. Oh, what a flippin' awesome card is this? Thunder Moon change. Look at that card. Oh my God, I love that card. And I like that because if you pick number four, change, you're looking at this and I'm hearing upheaval. I'm hearing movement of things. I'm hearing just what might feel like for some a cyclone of stuff around you, but really all it is it's moving positions. It's like when you go into your living room and you're like, oh, I'm sick and tired of looking at this, and you pull it all out and you clean everything and you put everything back in a different place. You change their living room. You didn't change your furniture. You didn't change your pictures. You just moved things around. And that might be what this is about. So it is moving things. It's changing your mind, changing direction, changing your path, changing people in your life, whatever it is, but it's all about change. And the last one is attraction. Card number five is attraction. God, these cards almost feel like they're all over the place. But I love this because attraction is now you're willing to bring things in. You've changed your aura. You've become inviting. You're attracting things to you. You're saying, come here, come to me. Okay. Come here and come to me. And that's what's going to happen with card number five, which I really, really like here. So card number one is fruitation. Card number two is beginnings. Card number three is the void. Card number four is change. And card number five is attraction. Now, if you're like me and Tim here and you want to pick all five cards and kind of put this together as a full reading, this really is that week where, you know what, you have put in the work and you've seen all this, and this has really kind of come up. I'll definitely do that for you, darling. Things have come up. You've seen this, and you're like, okay, now that I have my garden planted and now that everything has come up, what am I going to do with this? What am I going to do with this? And you're taking all of those wonderful things and you're starting to put them in one. You're making fruit salad now, right? You're putting this all together, but you're not quite to the point of going, okay, I'm beginning this, but you haven't planned it all out. So, and you're starting to trip over your feet a little bit. So take that moment also to sit back and go, okay, I've got my fruits. I got this. I got that. Do I want a fruit salad? Do I want to make a fruit platter? How do I want to do this? You know what I mean? And that's where that void's sitting at. You're just sitting there, okay, going, I've done it all. It's all there. I'm ready to start. But how this? And you have to be willing to allow things to change. Allow things, because when you planted the garden, you had one idea. But trust me, things are changing, things are evolving, things are just kind of flip flopping on you. Be open to it, because once you're open to this, everything else you need to make things happen are going to come to your life. And I'm thinking by Friday or into Saturday, all of a sudden everything's going to go, wow, what's all this? This is incredible. This is incredible, which I love. So that's if you picked all five cards. Now, somebody asked if I took 1, 3, and 5 and put them together. playing 5-card stud here, guys. Changing up my cards and my rules. But I will tell you what, I like it because all we're doing, 1, 3, and 5 is condensing it. It's condensing it. What it's telling me is that, you know what, you planted your garden, you had an idea, and things are happening, are going to be happening faster than what you think. So that void stops to go, what, how are things changing? That void is like, take a breath. Don't jump off. It's like you're running up to jump off the cliff, and it's like you're running, and go, what? Before I fall, stop, hold on, let's rethink this. How far down the cliff? You know what? Do I want to parasail? How do I want to get down there? Do I want to walk? And it's just going, okay, now we got to this point. Now, how do we want to do this? Okay. So it's telling you to take a moment and breathe, and still don't worry, because everything's still going to get attracted to you, to come to you. So even when you're sitting in that stop mode, that breathing mode, don't worry. Don't worry. Nothing's stopping. Nothing's really even slowing down. It's just that you have other pieces that have to come to you to complete the puzzle. Okay. So hopefully that makes sense for you. We're gonna let me blow my nose again, because it's this wonderful cold that I wish would go bye-bye, but it's not going bye-bye. And then we're gonna pull a Beyond Lemuria card and make that work. Okay, because guys, how I love to bring this deck out, because it's lots of words, and it just kind of brings it all back together, pulls all those cards together to make things happening, which is awesome. I love to do that. And I want to do a shout out to Terry Flick and Danny Loosemore for this last weekend and the amazing event that they put on, the events, because there was 2 of them. It was awesome, because it was like, I felt like part of the traveling circus, because literally we started at one site and drove an hour and a half to the next site for the next day. But it was so incredible to be able to do that and bring so much love and community. And we brought most of the community with us. It was phenomenal to be able to go from point A to point B. And the orchestration of all that behind the scenes was just drop dead amazing. I loved it. So I wanted to do a huge shout out to him, to both of them, for making that happen, and all the hard work and love and just bringing people together. So, and thank you, because you opened my eyes to so much, and I love that. So, this is the card, guys. This is the card, and this card says reclaim your energy. Now, remember, this is pairing with all the rest of the cards. So if you picked 1 or 3, or however you do this, this is pairing with all that. So it says our energy is our responsibility, and how we give it away becomes a conscious choice as we step into empowerment. And yes, it is possible to restore the fragments of self we gave away before we came to this awareness. You have the power to own your energy and choose where you direct it. If you are not your optimal vibration, consider the core of why this may be. Detach from depleting influences and boost positivity. It is up to you to make the shift. Transform your life by choosing healing and self-empowerment. Kickstart the upward spiral to abundant energy and soul presence. That's incredible. That's incredible. Because, when I take all 5 cards and I look at this, and then I'm hearing, because I'm under the weather, guys. I'm not like full blown, oh my God, die here, but I'm under the weather for me, and they're making me realize that every time I go through a very large awareness, every time that this happens, I get a little bit of a sickness. And sometimes I get really, really sick, and sometimes it's not so sick. Okay. But they're telling me, hey guys, they're telling me, watch out. You know what? This is another shift for me. This is another shift for me. And I'm going to tell you guys, it's a shift for you too. Okay. So reclaim your energy, reclaim your empowerment. And I want you to take this and run. I want you to take this and run with it. Okay. So I need to get these cards back into place. And then we're going to talk about different shows we got going on, because we love our shows. We love our shows. My phone is blowing up, guys. My phone is just blowing up. Oh my God. It did die. I'm sorry, darling. I'm sorry your cat mug died. She needs to get a new cat mug. I'm telling you. I got to click on my producer's name, aka Todd, the man of the hour, Todd, because he sends me the current list. And I'm going to do this because I want to talk about it. We have so many amazing shows amazing things. It's just incredible. And me and Todd have talked so much that this has gotten buried deep. There it is. There it is. I love it. And hopefully this is the current show list. We'll find out. If not, Todd will correct me. So, as always, Monday mornings, we start School Through Spirit with myself at 9 a.m. Mondays after me is noon, and this is a new show. It started last week, guys. It started last week. It is No Agenda with Michael, Christopher, and Jen. I love it. I love it. I love it. Tonight is Be the Change with Christina Bloom at 8 p.m. Tomorrow we do start with Exploring the Paranormal with Heather Lee at 9 a.m. Ane with Ane Shin is at 5 p.m. and she is our incredible tarot psychic. Oh my God, medium, all of it. I'm really going to have to do a trade with you, Ane. I really do. I feel the need to go, oh, we need to do this. Unfiltered with myself and Mike is on at 6 p.m. We weren't on last week. We will be on this week. We've had a couple of weeks of a lot of stuff happening. So, in honor of some things, I canceled last week's show. But hopefully we're going to pull it together for tomorrow night. Moment to Moment with Linda Hope is on at 7 p.m. Spirits Are Talking with Lisa Silverman is at 9 p.m. And Paranormal Pete with Pete Orbea is at 10 p.m. I'm telling you, he's getting to be the old guy on the block because Pete has been with us almost just shy of me. So this is phenomenal. Wednesdays, we start Self-Care Show with Deidre Sanford at 10 a.m. The Psychic Hour with Kelly Brickle is at 3 p.m. Now, May 31st, so it's another week away, but May 31st is Soul Guides with Rodney Blunt. I've been announcing that show for so long. It's finally almost here. It's another week. Haunted Locations in 60 Minutes with Nick Sarlo and Diana Henry is at 8 p.m. And yes, they decided to keep on with their show, so super excited about that. See and Beyond with Kelly Eckhart and Cheryl Murphy is at 9 p.m. Chat with Charlie with Stephanie Lynn is at 9 a.m. on Thursdays. Universe with Stephanie and Rob is at 6 p.m. Realm of Darkness with Ashley Moreno is at 7 p.m. on Thursdays. The Afterlife Chronicles with Nicole Strickland is currently still on break. Saying some prayers to hopefully she comes back because it was an incredible show. Passport to Paranormal with Dr. Heather Lee and Joe Frank at 9 p.m. But that doesn't start until June, guys. That's in June. But I'm announcing it now because I want everybody to get on board with it. Voice of Oneness with Amara Bonet is at 10 p.m. on Thursdays. Now Fridays, hold on, for intermission here. Oh my gosh, noses and colds. Friday, oh my gosh, I love it. We start with Soul and Synergy Radio with Terry Flick and Danny Loosemore at 10 a.m. This Psychic Hour reading show is at 3 p.m. with Kelly Brickle. Twilight Tonight with Dee Dee Moonflyer is at 6 p.m. on Fridays. And Haunted Voices with Todd Bates and Nicole Strickland is at 10 p.m. Another dynamic, awesome, amazing show. Okay, guys? That is our list. We are always doing more, saving more, doing whatever we can. We love what we do. I'm not gonna lie, we love what we do. We love our station. We love the new shows. And if there is an idea, a platform, let's make it happen. Yes, definitely. Thanks to Yet. I hope you get feeling better. I suggest and ask your divine medical team to ask. I am going to, Kevin. Thank you. But then they got to help me with the transition too. Oh my gosh. So, but as always, guys, if you have a platform, if you have something you want to say, you want to do, you want to say, oh my gosh, I want to show, come on board, guys. Message, WLTK-DB.com. Send Todd, get onto the website. There's a form. You fill it out. You fill it out. It's really simple. You send it to Todd. Todd goes, you got it. Let's go. You know what I mean? If it fits the show, if it's balancing everything, this is a no-brainer. It's so easy. You're going to talk with Todd. You're going to collaborate with Todd. You're going to tell him what you want to do. It really is your show. But if you feel you need training, Todd's there to train. All you have to do is have a computer, turn it on, click a link, and you're going. Todd does all the work. This is not our rocket science. This is Todd's rocket science. And he does everything else. So trust me, the intros, the outtakes, all of it, that's on him. So it's a lot easier than you think. And it's just amazing. And also, if you'd like to advertise, guys, advertise with us. Again, send it to Todd. He does it all for you. And then advertisement shows throughout the week. And for us that have podcasts like myself, that advertisement goes into my podcast. And it gets for, you know what, if you had, think about this, if you had done an advertisement with a station and your ad is ran on my show, it has been downloaded over 130,000 times. It never goes away. It never, ever, ever goes away. Okay. So that's some serious advertisement, guys. That's some serious advertisement that really isn't going to cost you a lot of money. And this really is incredible for you, which is awesome. Now, next week, I want to let you know I got Miss Deidre Sanford on. She is an incredible person. She's a psychic. She's a medium. She's a healer. Oh my gosh, she's just so dynamic. You're going to love her. And I'm so happy that she said yes. So she's going to be here. Although I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be on remote location. I'm going to Hayward, guys. I'm going to Hayward. And oh my God, my nose. And I'm doing my show from Hayward, Wisconsin. I'm not sure if I'm going to be in the house or in the backyard, but you know what? I probably don't have to worry about snakes in the backyard, but I might have to worry about a bear or two. But bears I'm not afraid of. So we're golden. So if I can get reception in the woods, it's going to the woods, into the back. Well, the backyard is the woods. So a lot of acreage of woods. So I want to make this happen. But again, it's going to be remote vacation. It's going to be me doing self-care for myself because next weekend's all about me and going up with some friends and just having a blast and doing that type of thing. June, we've got a huge lineup of people, shows you don't want to miss. I'll tell you what, I'll give you a secret. Chris Fleming, he's one of them. Chris Fleming is one of them. So, and there's so many other dynamic people coming on. I can't even tell you what week Chris is on. I can just tell you he's going to be there. And again, a whole slew of dynamic people are going to be here next month. So you want to keep watching. You want to keep listening. Keep downloading. And as always, guys, you know what? That's 130,000 downloads on Podbean. We are still on iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Amazon Music, Audible, all of it. If there is a forum, we are on it. So that 130,000 downloads is just one of the multitude of places the show gets downloaded on. So thank you for always supporting us. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for always being here, always saying hi, and making my Monday mornings spectacular. I should say spooktacular. And as always, guys, I'll see you next week. This is Jan here on School Through Spirit with WLTK-DB.com. Have a fabulous week.
The truth is here and now on WLTK-DB Talk Radio at WLTK-DB.com.